10 talents that WWE could release in 2018. Ty Dillinger is not one of them. And, of course, this is Real Honesty with John Ritland. I'm John Ritland. You can figure out the title of the show. Obviously, if you clicked on the link, you know what it is. So, talents WWE could release in 2018. Obviously, don't want anybody to lose their job, but WWE does this a couple times a year. They'll trim the fat. They'll get rid of either developmental talents or they'll get rid of veteran talents that they have no more use for. So here's 10 that I think are going to be gone before 2018's done. Now, I don't know the contract situations of most of these wrestlers. In fact, all of them, actually. In fact, I'm just, pretty much guesswork here. But number 10, the Ascension. They got killed off by poison gas in the Saw parody of the Fashion Files. Would anybody like to know where they're going to go after this? Because so the fuck would I, because I don't think creative fucking knows. Ascension hasn't meant anything since they came up from NXT. They haven't. And it's sad. The Ascension are really... They're good enough wrestlers. The gimmick was over in NXT. Could have worked for a short time on the main roster. And they killed off the whole damn thing. They killed it all off. They've been jobbing for months, years. They haven't meant shit. They haven't meant shit. Their most high-profile feud may have been against the New Age Outlaws. Remember when the New Age Outlaws came back for a little bit? How sad was that? I mean, look, the Ascension were never going to be world beaters. They were booked like world beaters in NXT, but they were never going to be world beaters. But they could have been competent and fine enough mid-card jobbers. After getting some wins, they could have just been a fine mid-card jobbing tag team. And now they're barely lower card. They're barely featured in matches anymore. And they don't ever do anything. So I hope that they can find success outside WWE, but I think they're going to be gone. Number 9, Rhino. The man's in his early 40s. And his work rate has diminished dramatically in the past few years. And that'll happen with mileage, injuries, and all that. He was brought back just to be a jobber, basically. Had a nice feud with Baron Corbin in NXT. He's been teaming up with Heath Slater for a while, which was cool. It was nice to see them as tag team champions briefly, but the bloom's off the rose now. The last time he was featured in any kind of match on Raw was like about a month ago in the Trick or Street fight, where Gallows and Anderson got buried horribly. Good job there. Rhino could of course stick around as a trainer, whatever they want to do with him. But as a wrestler, I don't see much value in him anymore. Number 8, R-Truth. Guy's got apparently other ventures outside WWE. Doesn't need to be there anymore. Been there long enough. If he gets through to August or September of next year, that'll make 10 years since he's been back with WWE. After having a decent enough run in NWA, TNA, Impact Wrestling, and being a 2-time NWA champion. Yes, Ron Kelly, granted, the NWA title didn't really mean anything back then. And that's not knocking TNA, just means the state of the NWA title. And, of course, TNA, Impact Wrestling now. But R-Truth, he's like a one-time U.S. champion. He had a really good heel run in 2011, and that's how long ago that was. Had a feud with Goldust and went nowhere. The teaming went nowhere. The feud went nowhere. And then Elias. I think he wrestled Elias once and Elias beat him up. I might be mixing up those timelines. But yeah, unless Truth is going to be a road agent or something, or be a mentor to the, younger talents, why keep him around? Honestly, why keep the guy around? He can still put on a good match when need be, but he's just not worth it anymore. To me, he's not. I'm not saying he's a bad guy. He's just not worth WWE keeping if they're not going to utilize him. Number 7, the Colons. You can repackage these fuckers over and over and over. They're good talents. It's not going to work. Release them. They can go to Puerto Rico, Japan, Mexico. They can go to Ring of Honor. They could do a whole bunch of shit. They're still young enough. They are damn good wrestlers. But they're never going to succeed in WWE. They're never going to be tag team champions again. Ever. It's never going to happen. Ever. In fact, actually, now that I think about it, I think it was, Primo and Carlito that were tag team champions. I don't know if Primo and Epico were tag team champions, it wasn't for very long. The Colons, we need more tag teams in wrestling. The problem is we need more relevant tag teams, and there's no amount of rebuilding they can do with the Ascension or the Colons. Might as well release them. Just might as well. Number 6, Erick Rowan. Because if the Bludgeon Brothers don't work out, Erick Rowan's gone. That's pretty much what I think. I mean, if they decide to separate Harper and Rowan soon, like say sometime mid to later 2018, Rowan will be gone. As good as of an agile athlete as he is, as opposed to an unagile athlete, because I can say words, there's nothing else to the guy. He's very generic. Harper has some personality. Rowan just hasn't gotten a chance to show it. That failed 2014 face run did him no favors. And since, and he's been often injured, which hasn't helped, I just don't see Rowan sticking around. I just don't. If the Bludgeon Brothers do not work out, this is pretty much his last chance. I think that Rowan will be gone if the Bludgeon Brothers don't work out. So now we go to Kalisto, number 5. Kalisto has been able to hashtag do good lucha things. Oh, God damn it. Woo! He's never going to live that down. No wonder he blocked me on Twitter. Actually, I know why he blocked me on Twitter. I never tweet directly to him, but I've never been nice when it comes to jokes I make. I'm sure he's a nice guy. It's just, I'm sorry. They tried to make him Rey Mysterio 2.0 and it didn't work. He's been booked like shit. He was Cruiserweight champion for a couple minutes and then dropped it right back to Enzo, which right there killed off the division. Again. And Kalisto could get frustrated like Neville and Aries did and just demand his release. He could. I mean, who would blame him? Kalisto's a really good wrestler that could do well. Mexico, Japan, Ring of Honor. If he's happy in WWE, great. If he gets frustrated with his position, as young as he is and as talented as he is, he will have places to go. I don't know if he'll go to Impact. Who knows? Who knows what will happen with Impact? But Kalisto will have places to go if he decides to leave or if they release him. Number 4, Enzo. And no, this is not because Enzo is a terrible, fucking terrible times 20 wrestler. He's good on the mic. Even though a lot of his, stuff boils down to catchphrases and noise, he can still get heat for the people if he manages. If he's a manager, it works. He cannot wrestle. Can't wrestle at all. The 205 Live brand, the show at least, will be done in 2018. I can't see how it survives with it being basically a money pit and them not getting the network views. It's not knocking against the talent, it's how it's presented. Enzo's not helping either. He has not raised the numbers. At least enough, at least in my opinion. I mean, people have kind of gone soft on the guy, pardon the pun. Enzo just, to me, isn't worth it. If they're going to keep him as a wrestler, he's not going to last long. If they make him a manager, he's got more longevity. Otherwise, I think maybe he just burned himself out of a job, and fast. Number 3, Dolph Ziggler. I know Dolph Ziggler recently signed a new deal with WWE. Great. Okay. Hope he's happy. I'm surprised. I will be surprised if he makes it through 2018 without getting frustrated and just saying, no, I want out. Not going to go wrestle anywhere else. I want out. Because he's a great wrestler. He's never going to get above the position that he is now. Never. He's never going to compete for a title again. He's never going to compete for a tag title again unless some provision was in his contract, or unless they suddenly just decide, hey, wait, we're going to use this guy again. He's just going to be there to put people over. He's there to put Bobby Roode over. It just, they don't know what they're doing with Dolph Ziggler, and I don't understand how he's able to stick around. He loves what he does. He loves wrestling. But he's getting to where he's going to be near 40 soon, and I don't see how he's going to want to stick around. So he may ask for his release. We may see a mass exodus in 2018. Number 2, Dana Brooke. I tried to have sympathy for Dana because she recently lost her boyfriend, a few months ago. In a freak accident. It's terrible that he died that way. Google how he died. I'm not going to go into that. But it's terrible, and they gave her some time off. And I mean, yes, it's absolutely horrible. And I let the joke slide and this kind of stuff. Because she's still a human being at the end of the day. That being said, as far as her wrestling character and stuff like that, her character, she can't wrestle, she can't cut a promo, she can't do anything. They've had 2+ years to get this experiment to work, and not everybody catches on right away. She's agile enough. She can do a cartwheel in her entrance. Granted, I can't do a cartwheel. I mean, that's sort of impressive. Unfortunately, that's the most impressive thing she does, and it's even before a match. She can't cut a promo. I found a hole in your game, Asuka. I am going to beat you. That is what I'm going to do. Yes. Dana if they keep her around, I don't see the point. I just don't. She can't wrestle. She's not getting any better. They could have called her up from NXT too soon. Okay. You're telling me she couldn't have gotten at least a little better in a year and a half. Or 2 years. I mean, it's almost been 2 years since she's been called up. This is ridiculous. What is she doing besides taking up a spot that somebody else could take up? I mean, just Dana may be nice, but it's just this isn't good. If they release her, hopefully she can find some other stuff to do to live her life and make money. Because I don't think it's in wrestling. Dana Brooke just isn't that good at the end of the day. Number 1, Tamina. If her last name wasn't Snuka, she wouldn't be employed. She can't work. She's too injured. Can't really cut a promo. Tamina's been dead weight for a number of years. Maybe she's nice. I'm sure she is. She can't do anything. She can't do anything anymore. She's near 40, which it's not an ageist thing. Plenty of wrestlers work well around and after 40. Tamina hasn't worked that well since she debuted in the company. Or at least debuted on TV. So now, if her father hadn't passed away, I think she would have been released before. Now, if she's well-liked and they keep her because they think she does a good job, great. They're wrong as far as her being, useful to the company or at least good in the ring. But if she's well-liked backstage, okay. But I see no purpose for Tamina to be on the main roster. Put her in NXT and have her put some people over or something like that. Just do something like that. If you're wanting to use her, because what else can she do? Nothing. She can't do anything. So just release her. Let her find some work in other companies. Maybe she can mentor some women. Maybe they can make her a trainer and she can mentor some women. She could teach people how to botch, because that's what Tamina does a lot, is botch. And teach them how to get injured a lot. Don't teach them how to get injured. We don't need more injuries for the talents. Anyway, that's what I gotta say. Do you agree? Do you disagree with what I said? Do you think I was too harsh on these wrestlers? Who are some wrestlers you want to see released, or who you think will be released from WWE? Now, who you want to see released? Let's not wish that anybody loses their job. Who are some wrestlers you think WWE could release in 2018? Leave them in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Also, it's been Real Honesty with Jar Metlin. I'm Jar Metlin. I will see you soon.